if I was a Ghanaian and also an Arsenal fan, this evening or from last week, I'll stop supporting the Arsenal team. I'll stop supporting this team.
Welcome to Tactics and Touchlines. Today we are going to have a discussion about Thomas Partey and Arsenal. As of now, reports are telling us that he will be leaving as a free agent, and Arsenal are looking at signing Norgard and also Zubimendi as replacement for Thomas Partey and also Jorginho. Let's look at financial-wise. I think it's a good move for Arsenal. They are looking at reducing player salary. That's Partey was taking 200, Jorginho was on 180. Now they are getting 380 back, and they are paying, that is Norgard as reported, 80,000 to 100,000, and also Zubimendi 80,000 to 100,000. But I would find out from Prince, being an Arsenal fan, that what does he think about this move? Is it a good move financially for Arsenal, or is it going to damage their title challenge for next season? So Prince, what do you think about now Arsenal making it more confirmed that Thomas Partey wouldn't be part of their team? He's a free agent, and they brought in Norgard as a replacement. What do you think about Norgard also coming into this team?
Thank you so much. Personally, I think it's a good move business-wise, because at least you get to save some funds for other things or other pressing things. So let's look at how much Partey takes a week. That's 200, and that 200 can be shared among Zubimendi and Norgard if Norgard is to join. And I believe it's, if we can squeeze ourselves more, we are looking at getting a centre back, that's Mascara, to add up. So at least some of this signings that are coming in, at least business-wise and financial-wise, it's going to help your team at the long run. At least you get to cut down costs. And it helps you in the FFP when you are balancing your books and all those things. So I believe it's very good on the financial or the business side. But when it comes to the squad at large, I think we might be missing Partey's presence. Now, the way he carries balls, interception and all those things. So they block some of the pass and all those things. And his final third passes, we might miss him. But I believe Zubimendi has this quality. Zubimendi is a very top player. When you watch some of his games that he plays with Spain, especially, he is so good. And I believe if he's to adapt so well, especially when we have a striker coming in and Odegaard is in his top form, I believe so well that with the help of Mikel Arteta falling back to help him learn through the process for a season, I think we can have the best of Zubimendi going forward. Maybe not the first season, but going forward, I think we can have the best of him. At least Norgard will compliment him, because Norgard has the EPL experience coming in. He has a good record from Brentford. At least I watch his statistics, and he's very good. His Norgard is very good, even with his age. So I think balancing the books, it helps us. Just that we're going to miss Partey, and the Partey won't be Partey like he used to be. But all the best to us, Partey. We wish him all the best.
Okay, so I want to find out, since Arteta came to us now, most of his signings has been centre backs, left back, CDMs. Like, he's trying to build a full defensive setup. We've seen him sign almost 4 goalkeepers coming to us now. But every Arsenal fan knows that there is one problem that the club is trying to solve. That is the striking rule. And as of now, there is no solid information about any striker coming in. What do you think about that? Are you not worried, especially getting into July, where the season will be starting in 18th of August? Are you not worried that now all the links to strikers are not down for your club?
I think I'm not worried about the striker issue, because I know definitely we're going to get a striker in there. Even though I believe Arteta doesn't really, I don't know, but I feel like he doesn't fancy having a target man. You understand? I think that's what Arteta's style is. When you look at back 2 seasons ago, I think Arsenal scored the highest goal in the league. You know, even without a target man, we scored the highest goal, and we score goals. Unfortunately, last season we had so much injuries coming our way, and it really didn't help us. But and also, one thing I know about team is that a good team should have a good defense. Should have very, very solid defense. And this is an Arsenal team that has built its defense so well. You understand? It has built its defense so well that I don't remember the last time. I think it's been 3 years now, almost 3 years now. Arsenal hasn't considered more than 2 goals. Arsenal hasn't considered more than 2 goals. It's almost, I think, over 2 years now. We've not considered more than 2 goals, and you could see how solid the defense is. When what's the name? Gabriel Magalhaes got hurt or got injured. When he got injured, when he came in, when he got off, Kiwa came in and Kiwa fit so what you may think it's we didn't feel the absence of Gabriel Magalhaes because of the fact that the defense is in good shape. So anyone that goes out and there's a replacement, it's still solid. You understand? So I believe so that every good team should have a good defense, and that's what Peter is keen on building. He wants to build a very strong defense that going for the hubs that attack when your defense is good.
Said everything about the financial side of this business is good. I want to find out from Raf, who is not an Arsenal fan, but a normal Ghanaian football fan who loves Thomas Partey. Do you think it's a good move, especially with the brilliant performance Thomas Partey played in this Arsenal setup? Games he was missing out, you could see that they needed him so much. And games he played, he performed so well at the highest level. What do you think Partey needs to do now, especially with Arsenal making him know that he'll be going for a free agent at the end of 30th of June?
If I was a Ghanaian and also an Arsenal fan, this evening or from last week, I'll stop supporting the Arsenal team. I'll stop supporting this team. Honestly, because brothers, this is our top Ghanaian player in Europe. We have Ghanaian players playing in Europe, but they're not playing the top clubs like we can see them week in, week out, Champions League semi-finals, Champions League quarterfinals, consistently playing for their clubs. The Arsenal Football Club wants to Partey, in my opinion, it's not the best at all. First of all, he's a Ghanaian, and we also have our Ghanaian interest there. Now, our top Ghanaian player in Europe is being sidelined because why is Arsenal sacrificing Thomas Partey because of his wages? You bought the rights for 100 million. You have players, fringe players on the bench and other stuff. Why are you not picking on them and telling them to reduce their wages? But instead, you are picking on Thomas Partey, our Ghanaian international. They are not allowed. Aside me being biased as a Ghanaian and also to some extent an Ashaman boy, and he is also an Ashaman boy who have the interest in there. You see? Now, my point is that aside Partey, aside his me being biased, performance on the field, Partey is 100%. We cannot attest to the fact that when Arsenal lost their first leg game against Paris Saint-Germain, we were all saying that, if Partey was in that game, Arsenal would have won that game. And we see what Partey has done. We have seen Partey playing from Atletico Madrid to Arsenal. Why is it? I want to know why. Mikel Arteta should explain. He should take the mic and explain to us why he wants to get rid of Thomas Partey. In the first place, they brought Jorginho to put Thomas Partey on the bench. But Partey played better than Jorginho. Partey benched Jorginho to the extent that Jorginho had no option than to leave Arsenal now. Now they are bringing Zubimendi. Initially, we thought when Declan Rice arrives at Arsenal, it's going to be difficult for Thomas Partey. But no way, the big boy was able to play better and even better than most of these guys. Now they are bringing Zubimendi. So basically, they are using Arsenal, Thomas Partey as a scapegoat to make way for Zubimendi. I'm not happy about this. Is it because of the wages? Partey doesn't. Is Arsenal telling us Partey doesn't deserve the amount of money he's getting at Arsenal? If they tell me because of injuries, what about Gabriel Jesus? Has he also been sidelined? Is he also his contract not being extended for him to look for another club? I don't want to use some words, but Arsenal is making me feel like they are racially abusing Thomas Partey in a way, emotionally. Because this boy, when he's playing for Arsenal, there have been some allegations about him, rape cases and some rape issues and all those things. They have been booing Thomas Partey to the extent that there are points when sometimes Arsenal, there was a game Arsenal played where Thomas Partey was very fantastic on the day. Arsenal didn't post Thomas Partey's picture to maybe celebrate or appreciate his performance. And one Ghanaian journalist alerted Arsenal that why is it that Partey's picture is not a cover of the Arsenal's post on Twitter or X. And then under the comment section, I read, I don't know who the person is, but the person made a point that they are protecting Thomas Partey's image from the section of the fans for them not to abuse him. It is neither here nor there. Arsenal are not appreciating Thomas Partey's effort, and I personally am not happy. If Thomas Partey had a way, he should leave Arsenal, and that is that. But okay. I'm not happy this evening.
I can see you are not happy at all. Looking at this, let's now go into Thomas Partey. Do you think now he needs to find a new club? And if he needs to find a new club, which club does he need to go to? Especially now Arsenal are trying to tell him he's not part of their squad.
When I say I'll mention a club that Partey will suit, to be difficult. But I feel he should go back to Arsenal one more time. They should go back to the negotiation table. They should discuss, negotiate properly. If there's an offer with Thomas Partey feels, if Partey feels Arsenal is going to help him, where he's going to develop, Partey is already a developed player. If they should go to the negotiation table, this is what I have. Let's try and adjust. Let there be some agreements. Let's see. But then if looking at it, I don't want Thomas Partey to go to any lower club. I want Partey to move higher. I want him to move higher. Man United, I don't think so because of Partey's age and other stuff. But then I've seen some Man United fans, the top Man United fans in Ghana who are even commenting on their handles on X that they will be happy to get Partey at Man United. But I don't think Man United will make that move for the Ghanaian. Okay, I don't know for Saudi. I don't know. I want Partey to be in a top European club. So this one, it will boil down to his agent. His agent should be very sharp in this market. Some few weeks to come, he should look for a better team for us for Partey. If Arsenal is not going to give him a proper offer, but I'll not be in that position to give Partey or pinpoint a club where Partey can shoot very well.
Okay, so Sam, I want to find out from you. Looking at Thomas Partey, he has been brilliant for this Arsenal setup, and the whole conversation was about he reducing his salary to be able to fit into this setup. But looking at putting up a good performance, and now you need to really reduce your salary to enter into a team that you were so brilliant for. Do you think it's a disrespect to Thomas Partey? And going forward, are some of the, especially as Raf said, do some of the black players need to look at this issue and now deal with these clubs, especially when it comes to contract and other negotiations?
Okay, with Partey's issue, I think some section will feel like we are being a little biased, or because he's a Ghanaian. But let's face facts. I think Partey has been one of the best midfielders in the EPL for some time now. If you are trying to cut a player off due to his wages, the question should be whoever you are bringing in, is he worth that wage, or is he going to be more than what, or play more than what the other player is doing? It's not being biased or anything. I don't really think Norgard or Mendy can really do as much as Partey did it for us now. For every big team, I feel like you need that quote unquote dirty player that will do the dirty works for the whole team to look good. Partey was doing that brilliantly. His absence really caused Arsenal in the big games. But I'm not really surprised with the treatment Arsenal is giving to Partey. We saw Adebayo score against them and go round to celebrate. This should tell you how the treatment is with the black players sometimes with his teams. I think they'll miss his presence for sure. And Partey is a brilliant player. He deserves the pay he's getting, and the blacks in the EPL deserves to be praised. We've seen what's happening to Mane. We've seen what's happening to most of these black players in the EPL. Partey deserves the. Even I read somewhere was more about his age, and there was this club policy that when you get to certain ages, you just have to sign a 1-year extension contract. That would have been believable if they were going in to sign a very young player to replace Partey. But to hear names like Norgard come to replace Partey, that doesn't really sound well. Not under rating his performance, but his age it's not also. He's quite old. I think he's 30 years, if I'm not mistaken. So the reasons they are bringing out for not wanting to agree on his extension or his money doesn't really sound well. But it's I don't know. I don't know what they are heading to. I don't know what their plan is. But I think it's an unfair treatment to Partey, and the African players deserve to be seen in the limelight and deserve their wages also. Yeah.
Okay, so let's look at a player like Norgard and Zubimendi now coming in to replace Thomas Partey. Do you think these players will fit into the Arsenal setup so well that they wouldn't miss Thomas Partey in this setup?
No, but 100% no. Maybe it will take time, but for this season and even the next season, we've seen Zubi play in Spain. I'm not saying he's not a good player. He's an amazing player. Zubi is a very good player, but the EPL is a different ball game altogether. Casemiro was an amazing player for Madrid. He won titles with Madrid, came to Man U and struggled a bit. But because the EPL is a different ball game altogether. You need to at least have someone that will lead you into the team. Then see that transition should be right, But I think they'll put a lot of pressure on Zubi, and it will maybe affect him on the pitch. Norgard, as much as he was good in Brentford, some teams carry some weight. I think the pressure at Brentford is not the same pressure at Arsenal. So to say these two names to fit into the same boots with Partey, no. And this not being biased, I think it will take time. But the first 2 seasons, I think they'll miss his presence in the Arsenal team.
Okay, so we are looking at Thomas Partey, the next club he would like to play. And with you as a Man United fan, Raf mentioned that there were some section of Man United fans looking at if he's to join Man United would be a good addition to your setup. What do you think about Partey's inclusion in this Man United team?
He'll be an amazing adapt. As I said, he's defensively good. He's that guy that he'll do the dirty game for others to look very well. He has been doing that at Arsenal for seasons now, and we keep praising the likes of Rice and Odegaard at the end of the game each and every day. But we all know who made the whole team gel at the end of the day. Him playing at Man U would be very good, but realistically, I don't really see that happening due to the structure the club is heading now. But I wouldn't be surprised if he heads back to Atletico. That wouldn't surprise me. I think Atletico will still take him back because they need more. I think they still need players to boost their team. So yeah.
Okay, so finally, Ralph, I want to find out this from you. Do you think Partey would regret not taking the Saudi move last season when there were a lot of monies available, but he chose to still be with Arsenal? Do you think he would regret it now? There is no conversation coming from Saudi towards him again.
I doubt because we can see the top players playing the top European leagues and how they fare game in, game out. I mean, yeah, the Saudi league, Ronaldo has given that league that high standard, but these guys want to be playing competitive football. Just recently, Bruno Fernandes rejected the deal and proper offer from one of the Saudi teams like this. That should tell you that the guys, in as much as the Saudi league is gaining the recognition and all those things gradually, these guys want to play in Europe. There's a Champions League to play for. There's a Premiership to play for, the best league in the world currently. And these guys will not even. I mean, there are players who have been there and they are coming back. Jordan Henderson went to the Saudi league and is coming back. I heard Roberto Firmino wants to leave the club he plays playing for, and other players like that. Players go there. Aside Ronaldo, most of the players who went there, their names gone down a little bit. There's this guy who was this Spanish boy, Gabriel Vega. He went there, played for some time. He's now back in Europe. Why is he back? There's something in there. He wants to play competitive football. He wants his name to go up. I mean, some of these guys, when they go to their, especially the national teams with the huge or big players, when the moment some of the players go there, they find it difficult getting national team collapse. It depends on the club and the type of ball or the player's performance. So I feel Partey has no regrets. Last season, we saw his quality and what he did for Arsenal. Arsenal were close to winning the Champions League, but unfortunately, he wasn't able to win. But I feel he have no regrets. He will still be in Europe, and I believe Partey will get a trophy to his name before he retires as a professional footballer.
Okay, so thank you all for joining us. Today we discuss about Thomas Partey and what the financial side and also personal side for Thomas Partey, this contract negotiation would affect him. And now the details is he wouldn't be an Arsenal player, so he needs to look for a new club. So everything now is on his agent to be able to push in more and get him a new club before the start of as we are looking at before the start of the season. Thomas Partey would get a good club because the Ghanaian interest comes in. We are looking at some of our key players playing active football towards the FIFA World Cup coming up. So Thomas Partey should at least get a good club and perform so well so that we can have him quality for this Ghana national team in the next World Cup. So thank you all.